people don't know how to take care of the environment. They're cutting trees down.
The only thing that government can do is one, let them enforce the policies. Only let them enforce the policies and let them keep check on their policies.
Mambo ya climate kitu cha kwanza ni El Nino.
Unaelewa ni chanzo cha El Nino in Nairobi. Unaelewa kweli?
In Nairobi.
A lot of sensitization needs to be done to the communities to understand the reason how what they do affects the climate, not only here in Kenya but in other countries. Because global warming is not just about Kenya, it's about the whole world.
Hi, Michael from University of Nairobi, and this is the Kiuesa Awareness Day at Kenco. Welcome.
My name is Evans Obiambo from Nairobi University. We are here today to carry out this long-awaited event dubbed as Crazy for Climate event. So basically the event is all about sensitizing the community about the environmental related issues. Because of late we know that we have had a lot of negative effects that are being caused by the change in the climatic conditions. So we as the Kenya University Student Association thought it's better off to try and communicate this to the public, so that at least we get the public being aware of what is happening and the current issues that are affecting us. So we want to share this to the public so that in these efforts of trying to curb and mitigate the climate change effects, we work as one. So here we are today so that we make sure the little people that will be impacted bring a positive change.
My opinion or my issue about climate change or global warming is people are polluting the environment. People don't know how to take care of the environment. They're cutting trees down. So every river, every source that can help us is polluted. So it's not so easy for the world to go back again the way it was. And I would urge people, in as much as they want to cut trees for business or something else, or the industries, okay, they have to eat every day. People have to live. People have to do businesses. But they also have to take care. They should plant trees, make sure that their working places are clean and neat, and if it's recycling, they should also do recycling.
Mambo ya climate kitu cha kwanza ni El Nino. Kwa akili yangu ni El Nino. But obvious mwezi wa 11 ama November, kuna mvua ya November inapoanza. So hii ndio ni El Nino mpaka sasa ni El Nino, lakini mimi nafikiri ni ile mvua ya November. Kwa sababu inanyesha si kama El Nino ile kawaida. Una get. Inanyesha leo, kesho inakosa, inakuja mchana kidogo, jua inawaka. So imekuwa a bit challenging kidogo. Ya iko na kitu zake. Saa zingine mkulima amelima shamba yake, kana mvua ikuje inakosa, ama kama inakuja mingi sana, inampea hasara mingi sana. Kana iko na zake pia. Next time tukijua tutakuwa hivi na hivi, tukue tayari, tujipange. Kama hii maji imetupata off guard, hakuna mtu mwenye anaweka maji, na bado kesho tutakuwa na drought na maji ndio iko mingi, inaenda bila kuwekwa. So next time mvua ikitokezea kama hii, tukue tayari, hiyo maji isiende bure, tunaweka stock ya maji. Tukiwa na kiangazi na tusaidia kwa education ama nini kama hizo.
Sawa, hiyo ni kwa mwananchi wa kawaida. Na gava inaweza fanya nini maybe to stop him?
Gava ya wacha tu. Gava sababu mambo mengine wakasema sasa tuwekwa side, hatujaona kazi yake. So
See, global warming relates to many of the ozone.
Yeah.
What's affecting the ozone.
Okay, like,
But sir, how long? How soon is it? I don't think it's now.
okay, it's happening. It's
Not
happening like, okay,
every day.
like this year in March, the temperatures in Nairobi were as high as 35 degrees Celsius, which were the temperature highs in Turkana in 2005. You see, the temperature has already increased.
In Nairobi now.
Yeah, everywhere. But the polar ice is already
So we're already facing global warming.
Yeah, and
but
that's
why is it
and
it's cold already?
and the El Nino we are facing is a result of global warming. Global warming doesn't mean everything has to be warm.
I know,
It's the
because I was
change.
hearing actually soon after some time, after the ozone has been depleted, it was been
Okay, snow will melt. That's why on Mount Kenya, on Mount Kilimanjaro, the snow has reduced.
Na hii mabadiliko ya weather, like tuko nataka tuambie watu kuna mambo ya solid waste, kuna mambo ya pollution, like kwa gari unaenda hakuna dustbin. Yes. And then unapata kwamba mtu anaweza nunua vitu kwa makaratasi. Unaona hii makaratasi ya plastic. Alafu ananunua ukiwa kwa barabara anatupa nje, alafu anasema hiyo ni kazi ya ganjo ama hiyo kazi mimi hijui, lakini hajui madhara yake baada ya kutoka hapo. Iende penye inaelekea hajui. Ina block drainage, tunakuwa na flood. Like unaona huyu mwenye anauzia hapa, kama drain inakuwa flooded, inakuwa block, inamuaffect kwa business zake.
Kwa maji.
Hiyo unapata climate change, hiyo weather patterns ina change, ina affect your agricultural crops. Utapata kama uko western, maybe kulikuwa kunanyesha, inakuja ina change in variation. Na pia maybe unaelewa vitu vingine kama ni gani ingine pia unaelewa.
After climate change kuna hizi effect kama weather, sometimes very cold, unapata mtu baridi inazidi.
Like walisema tutakuwa na El Nino in Nairobi. Unaelewa ni chanzo cha El Nino in Nairobi ni nini? Unaelewa kweli?
In Nairobi, I don't
Like unaona pollution, kuna hii kitu magari zinatoa moshi.
Yeah, I understand.
Magari zinatoa sauti.
Yeah.
Unapanda gari inapiga muziki ya juu. Wewe unaonaje kwa maoni yako?
Mimi hata huwa sitaki kuingia gari kama hiyo. I don't like entering into such a car. Sababu ukiingia ndani, pengine hata unapigiwa simu ambayo ingekusaidia uweze kusikizana na mtu. Inazidi unaiona tunakisikia muziki, mimi ukaa kando ndio ipite.
Oh. So unaweza advise like county government ifanye nini kwa magari kama hizo?
They have to do away with such a volume. Wakilie kabisa. Plus hivyo sisemi hati isiwekwe. Lakini volume inatakiwa iwe limited somehow.
We would like you to tell us, well, the minute we hear climate change,
yes,
or the minute we hear global warming, what comes to your mind first?
When I hear about climate change, I see the negative effects that we are facing at the moment, especially as Kenya now. Like at the moment we are facing the El Nino issue. It's just because of the climate change. Yeah.
So we would like you to tell us, maybe you tell the people outside there, how can they maybe conserve what little they can do to stop climate change?
Well, climate change will only start with me and you. First things first, we should be more cautious on how we handle our wastes, how we handle our natural resources. First, like the way we dispose our waste really catapults the issue of climate change. Like when I throw something that is which is not bio, which cannot exactly. You see that it won't. It's going to suppress some other things that are going to emit some gases, which gases are going to interfere with our ozone layer. And when our ozone layer has been interfered with, there's nothing else we can do. We'll have to face the reality of the climate change.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And what maybe you can tell us, what is the best thing that the government can do maybe to stop this?
The only thing that government can do is one. The only thing that government can do is one. Let them enforce the policies. Only let them enforce the policies and let them keep check on their policies.
My name is Kiuesa. From the county office. I'm in charge of environment and education. Maybe you want to know what comes into my mind?
Yeah.
When I
hear the word climate change.
I see droughts. I see a lot of rain, and I also see, maybe I think of the connection I have between what is happening with the weather, and what I am doing, and what the community is doing. For instance, I think about the dry weather, or the dryness, or the drought. Maybe I look at areas that people are cutting trees, and I know that there are so many people using firewood in this country. So I feel that maybe that contributes a lot. Okay, in the city, I also look at the pollution issue. For instance, the way we burn rubbish, we don't even separate. We just burn. Some are toxic, like industries. Some of them just burn some of the waste, and which affects our climate. So those are some of the things that come to my mind. Also, I also think about the way we are polluting, especially the effluents that come from the industries. I think they're also contributing to the climate change.
What can you what can you advise somebody, even if it's something small, that he or she can do to stop climate change?
First of all, I would say we need to minimize on our polluting especially for them those that are polluting the weather. I mean, not the weather, the atmosphere, the environment. In terms of waste, I would urge them to separate their waste. Separating the waste helps to reduce the amount of pollution that you put into the environment. So that at times we have to also look for ways in which we need to know to dispose some of especially the toxic materials. We need to know how to dispose them. We have the organic materials which we can make manure with, and also we have the plastics which can be sold and can also be separated to be recycled. So they need to see what they can reuse, and also reduce how they can reduce their waste, and also see how they can recycle. I think most of us don't understand. We just put our waste in one basket. But if you have the habit of separating. I know the challenge of getting somebody to buy the plastic. It's not about buying, but you can give somebody to go and recycle, because they're going to recycle. For the plastic bags, I think we really need to minimize. If it's going to the shop for shopping, go with a basket. Don't use the plastic bags, so that you don't accumulate most of them and then you burn them at the end of it. Okay, for the firewood, I don't know much of the solution, but I think we also have to think about alternative energy, which is cheaper to the community, because some of them really rely on the firewood. So I think also the community has also to think on other ways in which they can reduce, and also plant a lot of trees in order for us to replace the ones that we are cutting. But I also see the challenge that once I cut and I plant one, it takes years. So we need to really see how maybe the community can come up. But planting trees will be one solution. Reducing the waste will be another solution. And at the same time, a lot of sensitization needs to be done to the communities to understand the reason what they do affects the climate, not only here in Kenya, but in other countries. Because global warming is not just about Kenya, it's about the whole world. And we are the ones who have contributed to that.
Kiuesa is Kenya University Student Environmental Student Association. It's an association whereby it's a platform for students who have passion in environment.
I'm Sylvia from JKUAT.
Owarurini from the Technical University of Kenya.
Environmental enthusiast. Yes.
Lawrence Rapando from Kenyatta University.
To bring all students together so that all those students have that commonality in the environment, can share views and the ideas about the environment, so that this menace of environmental change and climate change can be reverted.
Climate change and global warming, to your mind first. About climate change, climate change after 30 years. Now you can know the climate change, but that also is change. For example, long time ago, nowadays, deforestation madina nundu to you wa nundu makama bibi ono yika ila yo nowadays cheers nundu meteme nundu ya de la kitwa oh deforestation kena kwasi ane pana na mwe wote ela wata mamutu mwe bantu na cases big to go about Mudanga. No go and go Sika skill, whether we are news. You and the Maka can know who are Mudanga with their twin a change. Don't do and what Kidanga, Kibuki is up to hold you. Night to Manambuga, you mava. We allow you Makuma to you mava. Oh, on pass will be Amudanga and meeting. You would render a part of
the Koro being a Kimilo on climate change. Hello, Pogro. Atmosphere. Climate change, more than kids. Team record, the depending interior wan kaka jo Kenya wamiyo wabedo gi climate change makelo unajua venye nabapiga kitu hapa kethruok mar kineno jok ma jo industry neno iro mawuok industry ne udhi malo to oketho environment jok moko jopur gibegi samoro gitiyo kod manure kata fertilizer maneno ging'eny ok girang kaka ginyalo timo mondo gi-reduce mondo environment giketh. To yien onego bed ni wapidho. Koro in iparo ni onego bed ni wapidho yiende ma nitiere Kenya koso yiende ma igolo oko. Mantiere Kenya gin indigenous to migolo oko ka iluongo ni exotic. Koro an gima nyalo wacho ni wariw gi te. Kik wapog. Pidhgi apidha indigenous gi exotic te dichiel. Onge wache man sinya bedo gi penjo.
An waro kamana penjo lakini nadwa nyise. Nadwa mondo bed aware ni climate change. Ango o effect anade. Koro inya yudo ni climate change kaka koro wase affect mazingira. Koro yudo ni nitie komoko ma ok yud koth dhi to lal kaka jodala osebedo ka complain about ni koth olal akia ang'o koro onge chiemo. Koro mago it's all about climate change. Koro ka climate change no timre kamano yudo ni koro jopur ok yud koth in time kata inya yudo ni koro nitie moko ma yudo koth excess ma koro kelo floods machalo kamano.
We were out to sensitize people on climate change, of which climate change is not something that started recently. It has been there in the past, but the rate of the climate change is what is alarming currently and causing a need for sensitization. And so we as the youth through Kiuesa, we turned up for this day's event to sensitize somebody, because we believe if you impact one person, if you tell a friend, you will tell a friend. And so we believe that if you do something lately, it will have a great impact on others.
I think climate change, in order to cover the issues that are arising, like global warming and pollution of the environment, I think it is individuals, everyone's initiative. Because if one person does not do what is expected, then it can lead to climate change. I think it has been a great day, and all that we've learned, we will put them into practice. And I hope that all that we've told the people will have a great impact on the environment, because we know that environment is everything to us. And if we destroy it, then we are destroying our lives. And if we make it, then we'll have a better future, and we will have a sustainable development where we'll favor the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their needs. Okay, thank you.
Hello guys, I'm joined here by Sylvia and Winnie today in our Crazy for Climate Change event, and we'd like to hear more about what the experience they've had and what impact they think they've maybe caused to the general public. So Sylvia, what are your views about our event today?
Generally, I can say that it was a bit an effort for us coming here and trying to interview people and to get their views. At least it's a step so that as we go back to our schools and back to our organizations, we'll know what the public in general knows about the environment.
And maybe Winnie, do you think you really created, have you delivered in what you want to do today to the general public?
Okay. From what I have experienced, we have tried to where we were able, but we have not reached as in there is that standard we wanted to reach, but due to some hitches from the county government, we were not able, but at least next time we will prepare ourselves before so that we can be able to meet our target for the day, but it was a nice start.
Yeah, indeed it was. Also, maybe for Sylvia, climate change. What would you tell a young girl outside there how they can maybe work to make sure that they get these issues about climate change? Just a word.
Personally, for climate change is a daily effect to everyone, even that young kid. So climate change, because it's something that's affecting all of us, I'll talk to that kid until he'll feel like about disposal of litter, those wrappers. Most kids eat sweets, that's the common activity with them. So I'll encourage them, like if they eat sweets, they make sure that they put the wrappers at the right place so that it doesn't like being coming up with an effect at long last to them, because it won't decompose. It's not degradable. So if they start it at that age, when they get all like the bigger wrappers or maybe the paper bags, they'll know where to compose them, dispose them. I mean.
So nurturing the young into conservation and mitigating climate change from a tender age. That is from Sylvia. Winnie, what can you tell the people about climate change? What can they do to mitigate climate change?
Okay, for the people, it's an individual effort, as in every person has a role to play, and what I can say is that in the current where we are at as per now, many people as they eat let's say a perfect example is the banana. After they get off the peel, just drop it. That thing is very risky, you can even fall. So I will say that at least they try to have some bins set at strategic places, and maybe they are identified maybe for plastic, for food, so that it will be easy for separation of litter. As in JKUAT we have achieved it, maybe in the town we can try and achieve it. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Frederick and Sylvia, have your last words, and then.
Well, I actually don't have much to say, but I just want to say that we are the solutions. And I believe that even those people back in the agricultural areas, we can be better farmers. And I mean that to curb climate change, it involves all sectors, from transport sector, agricultural sector, manufacturing sector, industrial sector, all these sectors. And specifically when you talk about agricultural sector, when you use better farming methods, this increases the capacity of carbon dioxide storage in the soil in terms of organic carbon that is stored. Therefore, when you do, for instance, traditional methods like crop rotation, do help in storing carbon dioxide and reduce CO2, and therefore it makes the soil to regenerate and facilitate in the fight against climate change. Therefore, I believe that we all can come together and there are so many ways of reducing climate change, but I just decided to talk about that. And yes, I'm so happy.
Personally, I say climate change is real. So let's just face the reality in the real way. We can't beat about the bush and saying that climate change is not real. For us to be able to control it or to come up with the solution to it, we have to first accept that it's a reality. So just accept it first. That will be your first step as an individual towards
indeed, thank you guys for your views and for your contribution. It starts small, it starts with every one of us. Climate change is a global thing. We have to handle it as a globe, but start small and let's impact the world. Thank you.